Okay.
All right. So what were we doing last time?
Last time we had just gotten oh my. Okay, I don't know if you can see that stutter. That looks really cool. And by cool I mean bad, and bad I mean great. We had just gotten out of the nightmare dimension and saved the blonde-haired killer lady, and she freaked out. And we talked a bit with CLG and her dad, and that was kind of it. We left off with them back there and us going off to explore more of the mystery.
That sounds about the size of it.
We solved the case and then put Leland Palmer in his cell, and then the game started freaking out, and we were like, let's maybe save this for next week. And I started playing ahead a little bit to see what we were kind of in for, and yeah, it's gonna be one of those days where it's just a lot of story, I think. But it's good stuff.
Bring it on, says I.
Bring It On 2, Back in Action, or whatever that second movie was called. Bring It On 2, Step Up, Step It Up, Step Up 2, Step It Down.
To the jam.
There are like 4 different movies that I could be thinking of.
None of them good.
Step Up, Bring It On, Pitch Perfect, and also my memories of Glee, I think, are in there.
Like I said, none of them good.
None of them good. Glee is super weird for me. Man, as somebody who went to a good amount of schooling for the arts and entertainment, a lot of that show hits really close to home and was clearly made for me. And also, I think a lot of that show just plain sucks. Stay tuned for our 24-hour charity stream of Glee. I mean, they do have Glee video games.
Shut up. Just shut up.
Joel asks, have you watched High School Musical, the series? I have not. That sounds incredible, and I want to. It's a waking nightmare? Yeah.
Sounds about right.
I love it. I mean, there are episodes of Glee where it's like, hey, let's get everybody in the musical theater class to get together and see who can hit the high note in defying gravity. And, oh, yeah, it's the one kid that you didn't think it was going to be, and it's like, yeah, I lived through this episode. It's weird seeing it on the screen and also seeing it be as annoying as it is.
The cast of Glee gets trapped in Silent Hill.
Yeah! You gotta meet up with Akira Yamaoka. He's the guest for that episode. We gotta investigate.
We've got a complicated case on our hands this time, especially as far as the Clarksons' relationships go. But in a way, it's also a simple one. Understanding them on a deeper level is the most efficient way to uncover the truth behind all this.
Yeah, what's up with these people? Why did it happen the way it happened?
That's the one thing I'm sure of.
Luckily, we've got our handy-dandy notebook here.
Zach, let's start with the people who were closest to the victim. Lise Clarkson, the victim, is the granddaughter of the current head of the Clarkson family.
And if you remember, this was the section that we awkwardly had to try to talk over because it got real weird real fast.
Oh, yeah.
Her mother,
how could I forget?
An ex-actress, and Lise clearly inherited her beauty.
An ex-actress. Okay, there we go. Joel says it's on Disney Plus. Imagine Glee, but it's shot like The Office and has talking heads. That sounds horrible, and I hate it.
Except for her eyes, that is. Lisa's eye color matches that of her father's. Now, Do you remember who Lise Clarkson's father is?
It was obviously Melvin Woods.
Wrong. That's the town sheriff.
Oh,
He's
bullshit.
also the father of Patricia Woods, our skilled assistant. Ready to give me a serious answer, Zach?
I'm gonna say it was Danny Clarkson, that guy with the weird mullet who really didn't like us.
That's right. Lisa's father is Danny Clarkson. His real name is Daniel E. Clarkson.
You remember that mullet?
He's from Florida and used to be the CEO of a talent agency.
Oh. It all makes sense now. That's why he's such a terrible person.
Danny struck the heart of Galena and successfully became a member of the esteemed Clarkson family. Despite being the son-in-law, he acts like he was born a Clarkson. But he's still just the son-in-law.
A poser from Florida.
Next comes what happened to Lise. According to Alexis, Lise said that the man was as tall as an oak tree. I believe that's the same 10-foot-tall giant who made the fingerprints we found in the cold storage warehouse. Now, what did this man do to Lise prior to her murder?
Stole her chocolate sundae.
Are you trying to be funny, Zach? That's one of the instructional methods I use to educate Patricia. This may be the land of the free, but that doesn't mean we should let children eat as much sugar as they want.
He stalked her.
Yes, that's it, Zach. The man as tall as an oak tree followed Lise around and watched her. Despite his towering stature, he must have been rather shy. Or perhaps he was merely biding his time and planned to kidnap her from the very start.
That seems a little bit more likely.
If that's the case, there should have been some evidence left at the scene of the crime. Zach, we're still missing some puzzle pieces.
That's usually how it tends to go.
I did some profiling in the plantation's control room.
Yeah, you could say that.
The truth it revealed to us was nauseating and horrific.
Much like that Glee television show that Joel keeps describing.
But we need to touch upon it if we wish to proceed. Isn't that right, Zach? Who actually murdered Lise Clarkson?
Well, you remember.
Yes, that's right.
Who could forget?
Lisa's own mother killed her, while she was dreaming about some bizarre new world. This is
It's kind of burned into my brain.
Ugliest crime we've ever seen.
It is so far the part of the game with the highest production values.
The fact that
But the
Galena's
lowest
son
moral
brought his body
values.
at an altar makes this case even more complicated.
The lowest... It's the lowest and the highest the game has been so far.
Remember,
In a way that's kind of impressive.
not a single sacrificial human murder has ever been proven and documented in all of American history.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Ever been proven and documented in American history. As of 2005? Maybe. But I don't know about that either.
The real world is far more complex than what we see in films and video games.
I guess it depends on what you
Sacrificing
mean
human
by
life for something
documented.
else is no easy task.
I think, like, has to be proven and written down in documentation, like, yes, we sacrificed this to this god or this deity, right?
Right.
Like, for somebody to just say, oh, this looks like a sacrificial murder, well, that could mean anything. A bloodletting is a sacrificial murder, but...
I mean, if you've got somebody on a stone slab altar, heart cut out, blood flowing into various different grooves that form like a pentagram or whatever, you can only interpret that in so many ways.
But see, the problem with that is that that's circumstantial evidence. Even in the face of overwhelming circumstantial evidence, if it's not legit evidence, it don't work that way.
And at that point, you're just on a fucking technicality.
In conclusion, Zach, through our investigation, we found one character who sticks out more than anyone else.
Hmm?
You know exactly who I'm thinking about, don't you? We'll need to have a word with her in the near future. Who's the stylish woman we saw during the profiling?
I wonder who
I
could
wonder. I
Professor
wonder.
I love this.
We haven't
I would love it if one of them was wrong.
intertwined with this case.
That reminds me of a certain moment in Persona 4 that makes that whole game go from like a 10 to an 11 out of 10.
Let's wait for the skeletal gentleman to guide us to her with an oracle.
Yeah, let's wait for the fucking painting to start talking to us again.
Well,
Hey, it's worked pretty well so far, wouldn't you say?
I know, but it's just like,
the people here are
let's
just as
not
warm as
figure
the
it out. Let's wait for inspiration to strike.
Might be nice to move down here after I retire.
A detective is an artist, and the world is his muse. And so are the voices inside his head. Case
Please.
in fucking point.
They're fairies, Bix. Please don't ask about them. It's a private matter.
Yeah, still too early to talk about that? You may be right. After all, this case has only just begun.
That's right. We're only a couple hours in. Evidence organized!
$6. You got
Clear!
$6
Yeah, for all of that.
for all of that. I'm pretty sure that's well above minimum wage. Like just going hourly.
Yeah, I mean, that was like 20 minutes.
Not even. That was like maybe 5 minutes.
I wonder like in universe. It's probably like 20 minutes.
No, York is just really good at what he does.
I can accept that. Also,
So it
Joel, go ahead.
It was closer to 5 minutes in universe.
I will accept that. Joel, you better get ready for the voice acting in this game because York is the best of it, and like I genuinely think I genuinely think he is doing the best job out of all of them in that he knows what he's doing, and it's supposed to sound like that. The rest of them, it's up for interpretation.
Galena can't be the killer. They're making all this shit up.
I thought he was going to hit him with it. That would have been great.
Just clock him in the head.
Yeah. Who's this fucking guy?
If what you
Oh,
say
look at
is
him!
True, Daniel,
It's PJ
how
Clarkson.
do you plan to prove it? It's nearly been a century since the Clarksons first took control of Lucari. 100 years.
I wonder who the bad guy is.
I always thought my legacy would
It
be
wasn't that simple in the first game, to be fair.
300
No.
at least.
Even though he
It
does
was-
kind of sound like
I'm
the
gonna
bad
find
guy.
The real killer and beat the living dog shit out of him.
You may remember
Looks
that
to
I
me
super
like
hated
time
this
to
mullet
change.
dude when we first met him.
In the good
Oh,
old
totally.
no more.
I want you to keep that
I
in
remember
mind.
because I did too.
Boy.
Man,
I'm right there with you, Paul.
dude, he really reminds me of the
So
sheriff in
sorry.
some weird
Make
ways.
the Clarkson family strong again.
Oh, he's such a fucking jabroni.
Find whoever really killed
Look at like
Lisa.
the pomp
Smash
on
their
top of
fucking
his
brains
head.
in.
It's so bad.
This comes
He looks like a trashy,
since the
greasy
day
poodle.
Lenny left home.
He
Town
really does.
Lucari has been-
A poodle with a mullet.
We can't stop
A poodle with a mullet and an undeserved sense of superiority.
It's beyond me.
I think both of those things go hand in
It's
hand
beyond
with
the
poodles
mind
and
of
mullets.
anyone who
It's
comes
true.
From the olden days.
Who comes from the olden
You
days?
understand me now, boy.
Yes, sir.
Boy.
Believe me, I do. I'll kill
He's one of these guys.
Yeah.
Are you serious about
Look at the
this?
way that his
sir.
like eye patch and his hair are not proper. They're not attached to his head. They're like a separate model.
I'm serious.
I'm seeing like floating point precision errors all over.
We need
I don't know
Yeah.
how they managed
right
that.
now. That's the job I've been given, and I intend to do
It makes me think the eye patch will come off at some point, but like the hair is like Z fighting into his head or something.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
It's those floating point precision errors, I'm telling you.
Clarksons have a job to do. Isn't that what we always say?
Then I'll need an arm.
What?
Well, now, you want to use my troops. I'm gonna need to know whether or not you're really serious about this. Just one arm. Slide it on through that wire there, and it'll take care of it for you.
Oh no.
That's more than the Yakuza fucking asks for.
You're joking.
It sure is.
And they usually only take that after you fuck
Have
up.
I ever told you a single joke?
I like that.
No.
I am a humorless asshole.
If you want
You
to
know
become a
this.
real Clarkson, then you done got yourself a job to do.
Wait, Paul. I get it now. You want me to stick it in and then pull it out at the last minute, right? You want to see if I got guts or not, but there's gonna be another way. You can't be serious, sir. Hey, knock it off, you assholes! Let me go! He's just joking with me. Let me go, goddammit!
He looks like a Dead
Please,
Rising
sir, don't do
character who
this.
just strapped some
Tell
sort
me
of a
this
weapon
isn't
onto
dumb,
his arm.
please.
You're not wrong.
You hate to see it.
Not really.
Luckily, we're not seeing much of it. Yeah, I mean, that is a blood-curdling scream and a half.
Yeah. Especially in that second half there.
I am a Clarkson.
Definitely not a southern
No
whisker.
matter how our fortune falls,
Oh,
all Clarksons have a job to do.
like, Dead Rising has
All this
Kanye Wesker, and this one has, like, PJ Wesker.
Yeah. That
So-
what we're doing?
Joel, this game is,
Oh, wow.
I would say, you would have to, like, whether or not you've heard of it, depending on how you feel about Twin Peaks, you can kind of have a good idea of how you would feel about this series.
It's a series now.
Mm-hmm. Deadly Premonition 1 came out about 10 years ago, and it was the Twin Peaks of video games in every way that matters. And a decade later, here we are with the second one. It is very much that type of off-kilter weirdness. To ask, like, oh, it's one of those types of games? Like, yeah, look at that. Look at that!
Episode 1.
S-rank!
S-rank! Nice. You done did it.
All right, all right. Yeah, let's
That
see-
blood-curdling scream was pretty on point. Shame it's surrounded in tenuous writing. Yeah.
We got one excessive force problem for punching that dude in the mirror
Yeah.
shot.
Yeah, I remember now.
Otherwise, we did pretty well. And let's overwrite our manual save. Yeah, the writing in this game is interesting. I struggle with whether or not it's bad or really, really good. I think it's just... Go ahead.
I think it depends who's on screen at the time.
Yes.
Because whenever York is on screen, I'm a happy guy.
And whenever Zach is on screen, I feel like you're going to have high highs and low lows.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
This is very, like, Disney music.
And this is a very weird visual. And not just because it's clearly not working properly.
Discuss movies.
When you wish upon a star,
They don't understand.
your dreams come true.
It's a shitty world filled with shitty people. Oh, that reminds me. There are movies.
He's, like, significantly floating above the ground, too.
As soon as I get there, let's go grab some peanut butter.
He looks like he's, like, a full foot off of the ground.
So
He
excited.
could well be. He's genuinely a different character. in every way possible, and it's really interesting. He's not the same guy.
Please,
No.
York, don't
And it's
rush.
like,
You just need to wait.
in certain scenes, you can kind of see where... Also, like, straight up, this is a different model than Zack in-game is for most of the game. You'll be able to see it when we load in a second, but he's got significantly more detail here than he will in a second.
Mm-hmm.
But you can actually see where, like, his old model's hairline kind of ended and where it began in the later timeline. It's really, really weird.
And speaking of the later timeline, here we go.
So, Lisa's mother, Galena Clarkson, confessed to murdering Lise.
Joel asks, the fact that he's floating 3 inches off the ground is a statement about how he's above it all. I really think the authorship is coming out now. Yeah,
But
well
then
put.
immediately afterwards, she went insane. So you had no choice but to detain her. What a terribly convenient story. You were the first person to find the suspect hiding at a farm on the edge of town. And you even got her to confess to the crime, right then and there.
And gotta admit, it looks pretty bad for you.
Did anyone else get a chance to hear Galena's confession?
Only us.
How did you even find that shack in the first place?
Oh yeah, here it
Investigate.
comes. We heard it from an oracle.
Metaphysical offender profiling.
Not even close.
What?
What?
Metaphysical offender profiling.
Should I know this word?
Metaphysical offender profiling.
Metaphysical offender profiling.
The term appears 6 times in the Le Carré report and 14 times in the 2010 Greenvale report. As long as you're solving cases, the people in charge don't really care what sort of words you use. But we're different. You utilized a highly abnormal method to instantly hone in on a suspect. Then you did it again and again.
I would do it 1,000 times before I let this company die, and I'll
And every
sacrifice
time
anybody
you
who
used
gets in
it,
my way.
One term kept appearing in your files. Metaphysical offender profiling. Mr. Moore,
Video game bullshit.
It's that thing we've been doing and getting points for.
would you
Yeah.
mind explaining to us what this term means?
Yeah, come on.
We could try,
But I don't think you would get it.
but no matter what words we used,
You're just too stupid.
you'd never be able to understand.
Okay, this is a really good example. Take a look at the shading on his forehead, and
Yeah, I see it.
you can totally see where his, like, actual hairline starts on the model.
Mm-hmm.
You see, it doesn't pertain to this side. Come, my fairy. Stop hiding back there and give them the explanation they so desire. What? You're too shy?
Mr. Morgan? Mr. Morgan!
Come on out. Don't be afraid. You can do it.
Is that all you have to say? Don't underestimate me, Morgan. I know you and the Clarksons share a deeper connection. Much deeper than how it appears on the surface. I need to shake him with something else that's directly connected to the Clarksons.
All
I'm
right,
gonna jog his memory by force.
time to investigate. What do we got? Got a bunch of letters
Old empty letters.
and stuff that we've already looked at before.
The letters seem like the way to go.
Mm-hmm.
These must be the letters that he mentioned in the report. That dragonfly mark proves it.
Oh, there it is.
So let's take a look.
Those letters look very old. The postmark suggests they were sent out from Louisiana. And I suspect that dragonfly mark belongs to the Clarkson family.
Maybe. So what if it does?
A stalker has been harassing Patricia Clarkson for several years now.
Oh no.
Did you know
Oh,
about
no.
this?
I really like the ambiance of this apartment with the storm in the background. I don't know. I really like this whole setup more than the first
Constant
time
silent
around.
phone calls, unmarked letters. She also spotted a suspicious figure lurking near her mansion several times. And just last week, her employees spotted a strange figure lurking in the vicinity. The day someone else coincidentally used your alias and traveled to Louisiana.
That's very intriguing. Aligned symbolism.
Lise Clarkson also reported being harassed by a stalker just before she was murdered. You're aware of this, correct? Because I didn't find any mention of this in your report.
No direct connection to the case.
Completely irrelevant.
That's what we must have thought.
The visionary lies to himself, the liar only to others. Which are you?
Aaliyah and
That's enough for now.
Zach are like, they're weirdly similar
This
in the way that
all
they
has
tend to
nothing
think
to
about
do with
things.
the case.
Yeah.
Throwing out lots of quotes, jumping to conclusions and things like that.
Besides, there's no evidence that proves those letters are from her.
They're obviously
It's almost as if there's an unseen hand guiding both of them.
it's almost like they were both written by the same person,
It's almost as if they're both protagonists.
right? With the same power.
The same power. They both have the echo.
The Shining, even.
Someone stole Lisa's body and it's been missing for the past 14 years. I find it hard to believe that it was simply hidden in that cold storage warehouse the entire time. Why wasn't a more detailed investigation carried out?
Because it took 10 years for this video game to come out, so
It's
Mr.
true.
Morgan,
what are you gonna do?
according to you, at the beginning of this case, the victim's body was being stored in the warehouse on purpose. Is that the truth? They really put her body there alongside food and other perishables?
Well, where else were they gonna put it?
Sure as shit didn't have a morgue.
No. The report only says it was stored using the most effective and shockingly inhuman method possible.
If you can think of a better phrase, we're all ears.
They put it in the freezer.
The report isn't wrong, you know. In fact, that might actually be the most accurate way of describing it. It's
Shut up,
it's
Simon.
also
I know.
You ass.
It's the best possible way to explain what happened. It's no, it's not. They put it in the freezer. They put it along with the other things that were frozen because there was no other ice.
Wow, Simon. We never would have taken you for a poet.
right?
Shut up.
You
I
two
hate
think this
you.
is a joke? Lise Clarkson's body was discovered in that cold storage warehouse after
Yeah.
14 long years.
This is correct.
Yeah.
If you'd only done a proper investigation, we probably would have found her much sooner.
But we weren't supposed to be there.
It was a fucking vacation.
We still regret the fact that we never got to meet her.
I didn't catch that the first time, but that doesn't make any sense.
We're sorry from the bottoms of our hearts.
How was I supposed to know?
I only hope it didn't happen that way by design.
Will you comfort me?
That's an insult to poets. Yes, I agree.
All right,
I
what's
knew it
next
wouldn't
up on the
go that easy.
table?
Maybe I should try asking my questions in a different way.
Maybe
You gotta
instead of
click on the
a
right item.
instead of a punch to the face, let's just try a shotgun straight to the chest.
I could use Agent Jones here.
Oh yeah, let's. Oh my god. We'll get to
Nervous Simon.
we'll get to nervous Simon in a minute here. I think you're gonna like this though.
DVDs are all over the place. I know that he's a shut-in, but this still seems like way too many for one person. And I've never heard of any of these titles before. A stinking indulgence. And a massive DVD collection. You must live a very comfortable life.
But what's the most egregious part about it?
Retired in your 40s. I'm envious.
He looks like
Who
shit.
doesn't love movies, Belle?
He really, really does. You would think that he's supposed to be like hitting.
80.
I was gonna say hitting 60, but 80 also could work.
I'm
Like
not
a
fan.
good 80 or a bad 60.
Yeah, like if he shaved his head, it would probably be fine.
Oh, that won't.
No, because he's all sickly. Look at him.
I mean, yeah, but you could shave the head and do like a grizzled, like his beard is still in order, right?
Yeah, it does look well groomed. I'll give you that.
It's just the hair.
You should dedicate all the free
The
time you
hair,
have
the
to
skin, and the
watching movies.
eyes.
It's practically an
The eyes,
unwritten law.
especially.
Yeah, the eyes are bad, but the eyes are there to let you know about the stinking indulgence.
Yeah.
Films guide us. Films are filled with every important life lesson there is.
Is that so?
For example, they live.
Oh, we already heard this conversation.
19 that old.
Movie I
Pizza, pizza, pizza. Everybody hates you, Simon. Shut up.
You're just talking about pizza.
You're just talking about pizza, Simon. Shut up. Wait, does it just repeat the second thing again? I don't think so. There it is. Okay.
I get it. I get it. It's bugging me too. It's even got my heart racing a little.
What's that?
Milk cartons.
Yo, Simon, what's got you bugged about this DVD pile?
I mean, look at this.
Look at that color red. You see it?
DVDs.
Nothing but DVD. I do see it.
Not a
Although on the
single
stream, it's
Blu-ray
closer to
in sight,
orange.
just
Not
pure,
a single Blu-ray in
unadulterated
sight.
DVDs.
What is going on with this?
He's got VHS tapes too.
Yeah, what kind of asshole has a VHS player?
He's got Spaceballs!
He sure does.
You
I
fucking
don't
see
even have
that?
a VHS player in my house.
He sure does.
And it's like a bootleg, too.
Oh yeah, he recorded that like off of a DVR.
Check it out. Got
Yeah!
a lot of pizza in it. Remember?
Yeah, Spaceballs
Fuck
has so
yeah.
much pizza. It's got Pizza the
Pizza
Hut.
Hut.
You're not wrong, Simon. There's a very large quantity of pizza in that film.
Yeah, I love it.
1987, directed by Mel Brooks.
Mel Brooks is great.
The version on that tape is the one we recorded back when you could catch it on cable TV.
I told you it was a bootleg.
Seriously?
Mm-hmm.
Damn, Morgan, that's incredible.
You're really
You
living the
lived the
dream,
dream, man.
man.
I hope you both haven't forgotten that this conversation is also being recorded.
Awkward pause.
That's the window that faces the street out front. I can tell just
Oh,
from
you
the
see
layout
that
of his
void?
furniture.
I do see that void.
Now I'm surrounded by everything I couldn't see out there. This is a nice building. Layout isn't bad either.
Yeah, looks great.
Must be rather expensive to rent a place like this in Boston. How many other rooms are there in this apartment? That room over there, your bedroom?
Why so curious, Belle? It almost sounds as if you're seeing this place for the first time. Aside from the hardware shop on the first floor, every apartment in this building has the exact same layout.
There it is.
We're well aware that you studied the layout of this apartment before you came to see us.
There is another person, another tenant
There's
in
no
this
need to
Boston
act so
apartment complex.
Roundabout. Just
Oh,
be
really?
honest. Say it. I want to see your bedroom.
Well then,
Doesn't mean we'll let you see it, though.
Great.
Is it time to talk to Nervous Simon?
Yeah, I think it's... Well, first we gotta look at Nervous Simon.
Agent Jones
Do.
is completely checked out.
He's not even paying
Yeah, look
attention.
at him.
He's doing that thing that you do in Gmod, where they don't have pockets, so you have to tuck their hands into their model.
Despite
Yeah.
the fact that we're heading deeper and deeper down the rabbit hole here.
There is no earthly way of knowing. In which
Agent Jones.
direction we are going?
Are you paying attention? Or do you intend to waste Mr. Morgan's precious time?
No. Sorry. I'm just a little tired. I'm listening.
Take your hand out of your pocket. Didn't they teach you
Hey,
to
I'm
be
tired
quantity?
too.
Oh, right.
Take your hands out of your pockets.
Guess they slipped my mind. My bad. I'm actually kind of nervous.
That's why they call me Nervous Simon.
I'm not used to this
It's
sort
true.
of thing. Data analysis is my specialty, you know.
Why is he here?
I'm sure I'd be able to calm down a bit if I had some pizza, though.
He's here to analyze the data.
He's here to analyze the pizza.
He's supposedly here to like provide backup and to learn, I guess. Like she's
Shadow.
Yeah, she's supposed to be asking the questions and he's supposed to be backing up the information and verifying things, right? But also shadowing, I think, as like the lesser experienced of the two. I don't know if Simon has upper teeth either, Joel. All that pizza does bad stuff to you.
I've been looking this whole time. I ain't seen him.
Do you have any idea how
The
expensive
FBI
it
needs to do
is
something about their lack
to
of
render
personnel.
upper teeth?
But how should I start?
That shit's not in the budget.
Maybe I should look back over the files and calmly reassess the situation.
Yeah, we're not getting anywhere with this. Ooh.
An elegant antique lighting fixture. And most of his other furniture is of the same quality. Why is his room such a mess then?
Candelabra.
This is why instead of
Stop
calling
giving
him
a
a
shit.
dangerous person, they've labeled him a high-functioning sociopath.
Yeah, that light is specifically the reason.
Yes.
For a second, I thought the light was going to get a character card.
Just the usual.
It would be really good if it
No
did.
need to worry.
The usual?
No, Phantom of the Opera is gonna show up and just like start sawing that thing until it falls onto the table and wrecks everything.
Yeah.
Yes. A strange person lives upstairs.
Yeah?
Every now and then, he makes noise.
Yeah?
What's strange about him?
Yeah.
Several years ago, a woman was murdered upstairs.
Oh?
Her husband still lives there.
Oh!
Yikes.
Oh
He's
no.
ex-BPD. And apparently, he's still searching for the killer.
He's looking for D!
But it seems like they cut all support for the investigation due to decreased funding.
So there you go. David Young, the protagonist of D4, with his identical ass apartment, is living right above Zach here.
Same fucking universe.
Yep. Same universe. Which, I really love D4. I'm happy that, even though that game will never continue, I'm happy that it has something.
The team on the case wanted to keep working on it, but the suits wouldn't hear of it. A tale as old as time. Due to his situation, perhaps. He's been making a lot more noise recently.
There's also this weird cat girl who keeps showing up at his apartment. It's a weird situation.
Like you just heard.
You never noticed anything, Agent Jones.
Well, I did hear some loud noises every now and then. But I didn't think they were real noises coming from upstairs.
He's got a Vegeta widow's peak.
I mean, look at him.
A little bit, yeah.
God, that is
Man,
such...
he's just going to
It's
town
not
up
like
there.
he's
I know.
reacting to the noise. He always just went about his business as usual for all the years I've watched him. So I just figured it was coming from the TV.
You really amaze me sometimes.
Only one thing left to do.
So far, everything checks out with the report. But there were always some parts of the report that didn't make sense. He expects me to believe he just happened to solve a case this difficult while he was on vacation? And metaphysical offender profiling? I won't let him distract me with his fancy made-up words.
I mean, it's still... There are still questions as to how difficult this case really is, right? It's only difficult because, like, we're having to shoot
After
things.
you arrested Galena Clarkson, you had a run-in with the Clarksons.
But every time that it comes to investigation, it's always like, oh, hey, we should talk to this person. And then the sheriff is like, you mean this person? Oh, you want to see the body? I never would have thought about going to see the body in this murder investigation. It's like, all right.
At least that's what it says in the report.
And leads never go cold. There's always someone to talk to.
Yeah.
What exactly happened there?
Just a simple run-in, that's all.
Oh, the building where, they have the site of the murder, like, feet away from where you have to go to solve the rest of it. It's not... I don't know.
Nothing but a single...
I don't know. I don't care.
I don't get paid enough to know.
Chasing hollow instances like that.
I was elected
leads
to
you closer
lead,
to the truth.
not to read.
Truth doesn't work like that.
It's often stranger
A
than
hollow
fiction.
phenomenon, which resulted in a mountain of corpses.
Yeah, something like a phenomenon.
Hey, I can think of a few like that.
Dark laughter. I'm right there with you, buddy.
Oh, Belle. We think we finally understand what you're trying to say. But don't be so voracious. How about another cup of coffee?
I'm game.
We've still got a long way to go, you know.
So I actually missed that light fixture the first time that I played through this.
Yeah.
I don't know how I missed it, but I missed it.
Good job, dummy.
It's coarsely ground.
Good job, dummy.
It should only be 4 teaspoons per cup. No more, no less. Next, the coffee travels from the funnel to the siphon.
The coffee bone's connected to the leg bone.
Simon,
true.
normally you only do surveillance in order to gather data, correct? Hiding microphones and cameras, sifting through garbage, wiretapping, shadowing.
I'm kind of surprised that they
Tracing
bothered to
credit
put,
card
like, the
histories.
electrical outlet down there.
You'll do whatever
Oh,
it
yeah,
takes
look at
to
that.
gather data in order to prevent crimes. That's how the FBI works.
Seems like a weird detail to have put in there.
Well, yeah, you're right. No reason in hiding it now, I guess. Why do you ask?
It's a massive apartment, too.
Did a very
Yeah, I
peculiar
was thinking that earlier.
It looks even bigger here than it
It's
did in
almost
D4.
like she has a special
Yeah!
power, just like us.
It's almost like if you hold L1.
You've been watching us this entire time, haven't you, Belle? From that window.
I don't need to answer that question.
I gotta say, though, he's got some range.
Then spent 49
Yeah,
hours
absolutely.
watching us until you returned to your hotel room.
I mean, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Like,
You
he is
observed
knocking
us
it out of the
time
park
to
with this
time
role.
without sleep or rest.
Mhm.
And you only ate once. Some pizza delivered by Simon.
Who else?
Because he's
Aside from
the
that,
same
you
guy,
never
just
drank any
older.
water or relieved yourself. You simply sat there and continued to
I mean,
watch
he's
us.
really pouring on the vocal fry, but in a
A
way,
bit.
in a way
yeah.
that it's. If it were any other series, I would think, oh wow, he's really pouring on the vocal fry. But here I'm like, oh no, he probably went in and did an old man voice, and then they said, no, bring it back in a little bit, make it sound like a fake old man voice.
You came here
You know what I
solely
mean?
to hear us talk, didn't you? But then, why bother watching us for over 2 days beforehand?
There's an extra layer of it that
You didn't come to talk with us.
it makes it pretty clear that this whole thing
You
is
came because you wanted to see this apartment with your own eyes.
it's known.
And because you're already convinced of something. Isn't that right? He who fights with monsters should see to it that he himself does not become a monster. And if you gaze long into an abyss, the abyss also gazes into you.
Yeah, imagine an Aaliyah that looks like Zack does now.
But
Yeah.
Oh,
That's gonna be Deadly Premonition 3.
coffee.
Watch it happen.
Released 20 years ago
Thank you, my fairy.
on the GameCube, and nobody knew.
If you hadn't been paying attention, this
What a
coffee would
fucking
fall
play
to
that would
waste.
be.
Right?
The pus in our brains. It really has a
Oh,
way of
no.
interfering
That's
with our
awful.
lives.
Yeah, not a fan. That's a word that I don't like.
I will say this, though. I kind of dig that kitchen.
Yeah, it's all right.
What the Christ? This is friggin'
a-
delicious.
It's a really good read.
I thought I was gonna shit myself for a second there.
That good, huh?
Aaliyah, take a sip.
I mean, hey, you ever had really, really, really good coffee?
Trust
No.
me. I'm
Never.
not exaggerating here.
Honestly, the best... A good cup of coffee is better than, like, 90% of possible beverages.
I have never had a cup of coffee that I've liked, ever.
I'll make you coffee.
I don't believe it.
You are not the first person to make me that offer.
I will make you better coffee than them.
It's better than any coffee.
You are one of 3 people to have made me that offer.
Hell yeah! I'm in the minority, baby!
Of course it is. Coffee is a sacred drink.
Coffee is a sacred drink.
Coffee saved us. If not for its oracle, we would be on the other side right now. So I never
FK
forget to pay my
in the
respects
coffee.
to coffee.
That's right. It gives you inspiration points.
Especially at critical moments. Like
Restores your salts in Bioshock.
It's true.
No, what? Doesn't it give you Deadeye in Red Dead?
Cumulonimbus
Probably.
clouds are in the sky. And that sound. Thunder snow is coming.
Thunder Snow.
I want some thunder snow. This is bullshit. I hate this place.
Thunder Snow is awesome.
I want some.
Why so nervous, Simon?
Does Agent Jones need pizza in order to calm down? Why
Yes.
does he hate being out in the field so much?
Maybe because he has to work with people who hate him.
He knows we need
And
to
because he's a
handle
fucking
shenanigans
desk
this time.
jockey?
Why can't he just pull it together?
Because he's a fucking desk jockey.
He is.
That's why.
He's an antisocial dude. He doesn't want to be part of this.
Come on, don't glare at me like that, Aaliyah. I told you, I'm out of my element here, remember?
That's right, Aaliyah. There are rules.
This isn't the time or the place.
Well, yeah, I know. I'm just really nervous.
Also, props to us for going through that whole bowling episode without making any Big Lebowski jokes.
I mean,
Yeah.
Morgan's a legend. And now he's right in front of us, and things are all tense. I'm sure it'd give any normal agent a stomachache.
Although I do think I put some in the tags on YouTube.
You may well have
Incidentally,
done.
Simon, why did you decide to stop?
But that's
working in
post
the
facto,
field?
so that's okay.
That's yeah. I'm
Don't ask.
slightly more okay with
It's
that.
a long story.
I don't mind.
It just says a lot to
lots
me
of time.
about as a person that like that my mind goes to Bowling Paul and the fucking bowling episode, the Ed, Ed and Eddie Flash game that no longer exists, and not the Big Lebowski.
I could even make you another cup of coffee, if you like.
I was just like, man, I could be playing a bowling minigame in Yakuza.
There you
And
go.
then I did, and it was good.
He's just self-conscious about his lack of front teeth.
I like that.
Fine
I like
then.
that too.
I'll try to make it brief. See, I used to work out in the field. Even had my own partner.
He was killed by a roving gang of pizza.
But we had a little rivalry that sort of ruined our relationship.
It was about
over a woman,
pizza.
of course. You know how it goes.
That's right. It
Pizza,
was-
the cruelest woman of all.
We fell in love with the same girl. At the same
The
workplace,
same
too.
pizza. At the same pizza shop.
I liked DVDs. She liked Blu-rays. It was never gonna work out.
Then one day, the
I'm
three
a
of
really
us went
big fan of
to a
Blu-rays,
stakeout
this
at a
pizza.
restaurant over in East Boston.
She told me that the best way to eat Blu-rays was off of a slice of pizza.
I pretended to be a customer while
And
my
I was
partner
like, no,
waited
it's
in
the other
car.
way
She
around.
waited in the building across the way.
Anyway, she died of lacerations from the inside of her stomach, and I'm still alive.
Well, it only took a few minutes for my partner and I to lose our heads.
What are we talking about?
We started engaging in this dumb contest to see who could impress her more. Things were looking bad, and I knew I was gonna lose.
So I started
Oh,
talking
here
about
it comes.
Spaceballs.
Then, something happened.
Started
Right
talking
after
about
me,
pizza.
a customer starts choking on something. Face was pale, froth at the mouth, the whole 9 yards.
Oh.
I got up at once, but my partner stopped me. Didn't want us to blow our cover. So what did I do? I ignored him. Helped the guy anyway. I couldn't stand by and watch that. I couldn't help myself. Next thing I knew, I was a hero. The guy survived, the restaurant thanked me, and I'd even managed to win the heart of you-know-who.
Nice.
It felt pretty good, you know? One-upping my partner right in front of his very eyes. But that was the beginning of the end.
Oh no.
A few days later, she and I went to go get some bubble tea at a cafe in Brookline. And a man comes up
Brookline,
to us.
huh?
Also, bubble tea. I hate when people say bubble tea and not boba tea.
I'm here to thank you on behalf of the person you saved in that restaurant.
Feeling a bit cocky, I said, "All in a day's work, my good man," and tried to brush him away. But he held out an envelope to me and said,
My client broke 3 ribs thanks to the unnecessary
Ah.
Heimlich maneuver you administered to him.
It's that Incredibles situation.
He wants you to ensure that he'll be able to get the proper treatment.
I thought I'd saved someone. But all I ended up doing is wasting a lot of my precious time wrapped up in an astronomically stupid court case.
The kind of court case that Good Samaritan laws exist to prevent.
Yeah, but also the kind of thing that I could totally see happening.
It also blew our cover, so our target found out about us.
How did it blow your cover?
In the end, I was taken out of the field and banished to a meaningless job that anyone with half a brain can do.
Since then, I've just occupied
sorry,
myself with DVDs and slices of pizza
Anyway,
and spent my life.
that's what happened. Of course, I also lost the love of my life and went back to being a lonesome loser. And that's why I hate being out in the field.
That was actually quite an in-depth answer.
Yeah?
I kind of forgot that Zach was here listening to it.
And it was a
Oh,
good
come
story
on,
that
I
kind of
told you
makes
all
me
that, you're not even
empathize
gonna
with the
say
guy.
anything?
Yeah.
That was long, Simon.
He fucking warned you, to be fair.
I like that.
Hey, I warned you. I told
See?
you it'd be long. Oh.
We are here to interrogate this man about anything other than fairies. We're not allowed to talk about the fairies. Silent Simon. Punished Simon.
If he actually had a hand in this, it would explain why Lisa's body was left frozen for all that time. The body wasn't stolen. It wasn't that he couldn't find it. He just left it there.
It's an interesting train of thought.
It's definitely a possibility. Why would an agent as skilled as you close the Lise Clarkson case without locating her body?
Good question. Maybe we just weren't as skilled as you think back then.
It was my first day.
You reported the body as being stolen. Was that truly the case?
Yeah, that big fucker got it.
Meaning?
Meaning there's a possibility
This isn't
that
even
the body
Simon's
wasn't
final
stolen,
form.
but purposefully moved instead.
I agree.
Maybe someone ordered someone else to get rid of the body. Or even store it in a specific place.
Probably, yeah.
But
Seems likely.
and for what purpose?
It would likely be the guy who, like, has the entire town on his bankroll that he wouldn't just do it himself.
In order to use the body for something else.
Oh.
You never considered that? Perhaps there's some connection between the frozen body and the fact that Sang Rouge is still being produced.
Hmm.
Hmm.
It's all about the
Hey,
drugs.
Aaliyah, how about explaining yourself clearly so that even I can follow along?
Please explain it to me like I'm 5. This is something that I often ask people.
Because I might as well be.
Extracted the ingredients to San Rouge.
Unless we're talking about
these
Buffy the
Clarkson's
Vampire
body.
Slayer or Twin Peaks, chances are I don't know what's happening.
That's what you're trying to say, isn't it, Belle?
So that they could go on producing the inimitable drug without Professor R.
Who is Professor R? What's that? Who is Professor R? Can't hear you.
Drug addiction destroys people, physically and mentally. It makes them capable of doing anything just so they can get their hands on a fix. Abusing a corpse? That's nothing to an addict.
It's true.
And with your dependency, I suspect you might know just what that's like.
Maybe we do. If you threaten to take this away from us, I'd have to kill you both right here.
Oh!
And steal all your $100 bills.
Oh.
Oh, spine-tingling, scary stuff, isn't it, my fairy?
I love this guy.
He's just taking the piss.
Twisted sense of humor there, Morgan.
That was a really good take of that laugh, too. I like that a lot. All your $100 bills. What's up with you, Silent Simon?
Looks like Agent Jones is actually mad about something for once. But he got what he deserved. I mean, showing off during an investigation, competing with another FBI agent.
What? But
I'm surprised he was only transferred.
he saved somebody's life.
Agent Jones, I'm sorry for not responding to your story. It was just so bizarre. I wasn't sure what to say.
Sorry that the greatest trauma of my life ended up being too bizarre for you.
What do you expect? All you ever talk about is pizza or hitting on women. Honestly, it offended me. I felt like I was listening to a teenage boy tell some misogynistic conquest story.
I didn't get that.
No. And if that's the greatest trauma of his life, then damn, dude, I've got you beat.
Like, I don't know. That says a little bit more to me about Aliyah than it does about Simon.
Easily.
Whoa, Aaliyah, hold on a minute here. Despite
She
how I
definitely
made
comes
fun
off
of
as the
you, I'm
type
actually pretty
who has a
popular
chip on
with
their
the
soldier.
ladies.
Shoulder.
Shoulder.
You know?
Yeah.
And you know that
I'm not-
I had a long night.
She's the one who came on to me.
I don't feel like she's necessarily supposed to be all that likable. At least not yet.
Not yet.
Besides, I only told that story because a certain someone asked me to.
Straight up, he was asked.
That's what happens when you're a popular guy.
Is this all some big joke to you? I'm really losing my patience here.
You asked again.
You simply have yet to awaken to my masculine charm.
I take it back.
I'm losing you.
Yep, I'm gone.
Maybe you should try getting some more experience under your belt.
Losing me a little bit more.
Agent Jones, are you trying to get me to sue you for sexual harassment?
They're both
You're
bad.
both
Digging his
dumb.
own grave.
Yeah.
Isn't he, my fairy?
They're all dumb.
Aw, come on, Morgan, not you two.
Shut up, Silent Simon.
I'm sure a guy like you can tell why women might find me attractive.
Shut up, Silent Simon.
Yeah, that receding hairline, those
That's
no
supposed to
upper
mean.
teeth.
Listen, an FBI agent may lose his pizza, he may lose his women, but there's one thing he never loses,
I just
And
mean,
that's his
you know,
DVDs.
and that's his
Imagine-
prideful DVDs.
a woman who you wouldn't necessarily call beautiful, yet still possesses some unique charm.
Allow me to show you a Saiyan as you've never seen him before!
You see women every now and then who you wouldn't mind spending a night or two with, right?
Oh, it's getting bad again.
Shut up! Simon,
You ass.
wear a tie or a different colored sports jacket.
And I'm
Well,
like-
he had a tie, to be fair.
Well, he should have unbuttoned at least one more button.
The male version of that.
I feel like we're looking at Forrest Cason number 2.
We just may very
Come
well
on, you know
be.
what I mean.
I hope Silent Simon turns out to be the final boss.
He just might.
Some women just prefer a man who's a little below the norm. And they're usually with a different guy each time you see them.
Oh,
From
Oh,
straight-laced
he's one of
businessmen
those.
to gold chains and fake tans. They
Oh,
prefer buffet
no.
style, you know.
Oh my God! Shut
Oh
up!
no.
Shut up!
Anyway, my point is, we've all got this special kind of sex appeal.
Shut up!
He's the worst.
I
hate him.
Keep track of all the sexist remarks you made just now.
That's right. I'm with Alaya now.
Hey, just cool it for a
Everybody
sec,
in this
would ya?
room is an
We're having a
ass.
guy
That's my.
conversation here.
Oh, shut up! You ass!
I just want to go upstairs and hang out with David instead. At least he's not
Same.
like sexist or an ass or crazy. I mean, he might be crazy, but he's at least
Could very
nice.
well be.
This is all just strategy I'm using to try and loosen Morgan up. Trust me.
Fuck off.
Fuck off. He totally heard that. He totally heard that.
Well, at least his hands are out of his pockets now, I guess.
Ominous.
At least that.
It's almost like a
Ominous.
manifestation of the atmosphere in this room right now.
Yeah, a manifestation of the ominous energy in this room.
I want some goddamn thunder snow. This is bullshit.
There's Oh, his hands went back into his pockets.
Oh no. Can you yell at him for it
Hear
again?
that thunder?
I don't know. This isn't the Connect
Probably
game.
gonna snow soon.
We're in Massachusetts. That's the norm for this time of year.
Although, I guess if this were a Connect game, it wouldn't work if I tried to yell at him.
Well, I'm not used
Nah.
to the cold. If possible, I'd like to finish this up before we get stuck in a snowstorm.
You can't walk 20 feet to the other apartment?
Agent Jones, after we're done here,
Well, I guess it's not their hideout
Agent
anymore.
Jones, is something the matter? Snap out of it.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I know.
I was too busy thinking about Spaceballs.
Do you? Then stop daydreaming.
Okay. I just...
He's still doing it.
I don't think I've ever agreed with anybody who said stop daydreaming. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
You just what?
That's fair.
Daydreaming is like
I
the
just-
best thing.
He's
my
totally
stomach's
going
been
5 more
letting
minutes
some
on
thunder
us.
loose, too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
Thunder?
Oh no.
The, that coffee was just so good, it,
It
Yeah.
what? We don't have all day here.
Alright, Hideo
the
Kojima.
coffee was just so good, it, summoned forth a massive tsunami from within me.
Shut up!
Excuse me?
Oh no.
I hate you so much.
What is wrong with you?
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Now is really
And what the
not
fuck is
time
wrong
for
with
this.
you?
Everything is a problem.
Everything is bad and
Enjoy
nothing
the
is good.
hallway.
He knows what's up. Yeah, get the fuck out.
Hold on.
Just go home, Simon.
Stay out of the scene for a few minutes.
We promise
Thank you.
We did not put laxatives in the coffee. Coffee is a sacred drink, remember?
Motherfucker.
Dark laughter.
You know what though? I believe him.
Yeah.
There's no doubt that the report omitted information linking Morgan to the Clarksons. I need to get him to confess. Oh yeah. That reminds me.
That reminds me of Titanic, directed by James Cameron.
There's a secret weapon in Agent Jones's briefcase.
Oh?
Is it the color red?
Agent Jones probably won't be back for a while. Actually, now might be my opportunity to make some real progress.
Yeah, let's get the rest of this done while he's out of the room.
just like fucking Fred
Have you ever
Burger.
seen this before?
Oh, yep, there you go. It's totally the color red.
And please, don't say no.
Okay, everybody in here. Let's just wrap this up before he gets back. You, go!
The drug we once chased. What about it?
Sang Rouge is still circulating. It's changed shape and its composition is slightly different now. But it's still very much alive. But only in a very limited part of Louisiana. You aren't surprised? Did you somehow know this would happen?
Copies of another drug being circulated isn't exactly a rare case.
But Sang Rouge is special. The inimitable Enigma powder. The origin. It has many names, and no one was ever able to copy it. We've also
Except for
been
this
trying
copy.
to figure out what it's made from ever since it appeared.
Except for this copy.
But it's impossible to analyze. After all, it appears to be made from common ingredients that can be found anywhere.
Such as squirrel tails and dog skulls that you might get
If you
riding
try to
around on
use
your
those
skateboard.
ingredients, all you'll end up with is a mundane hallucinogen like DMT. If you're lucky. No. Sang Rouge requires a special recipe.
It's got a special blend of herbs and
Original
spices.
recipe,
That's correct.
which someone's been guarding this entire time.
7 of them, one might say.
Someone who
Yeah.
survived the incident in Le Carré.
23 different flavors.
That's like the 3rd different pronunciation of Le Carré we've heard.
I also
Curious- Go ahead.
Can't get over how they say Louisiana.
Louisiana. Yeah, it sucks. Also, yeah, Curious Antics, you're right. This is the worst interrogation. You should have seen it 10 minutes ago.
He's chain smoking.
Oh, it was bad.
He's clearly dependent on it. Which means he might be dependent on other drugs as well.
Such as being high on life. Maybe not so much anymore, though.
Not
He
so
read
much
these
anymore.
Over and over again, like a prisoner rereading letters from his loved ones. But the last letter was delivered years ago, according to this postmark. That must be the last time he communicated with whoever was sending these. Yet he left them out in plain sight. All
Yeah, that's Curious Antics writes that's not even close to what that means. Yeah, there's a lot of that going on here.
immediately after they found Lisa's body, I went to go see Patricia. In order to interrogate her, of course.
Of course.
So you told us.
But I was unable to meet with her.
She refused to speak with you, didn't she? That's so like her.
No, she didn't get the chance to. You see, she's gone missing.
What?
What?
Oh no.
To put it more accurately, no one's seen her since the afternoon of the 28th.
Oh.
According to her employees, she shut herself up in her room for several months before she disappeared.
Oh.
But since that sort of thing happened often, they didn't think anything of it. On the morning of New Year's Eve, they noticed her window was open, and when they went up to check on her, she was gone. But no one knows how long her window had been open for. This is just my hypothesis, but on December 28th, a strange man visited Le Carré and was spotted near her mansion.
Was he tall enough to get to the top of the window?
Was
That
he as
man
tall as an
found
oak tree?
some way to lure Patricia into his car, the '89 Cadillac that he bought used. Then, the two of them drove north to Trenton, where they boarded a train to Boston. They would have arrived here around midnight on the 29th, or perhaps early morning on the 30th.
Oh.
I believe this man is the same Billy Bishop whose name was previously recorded by the airline. So, what do you think of my guess?
I think it sucks. I hope it's not right.
I'd love to hear your opinion as a former FBI special agent.
Well, you see that? We're saving something.
Oh.
We aren't persons of interest. We're the suspects. But what about our alibi?
What alibi?
I've had enough of your bullshit. You expect me to believe you haven't taken a single step out of this room? That Agent Jones is your witness?
Jones is in on it.
Surveillance cameras can easily be tampered with,
The surveillance camera.
especially by someone like you, who knows all about how the FBI works.
You're possessed by death. Go and take a look at your own face in the mirror. You look like
Damn.
a Grim Reaper. After you
Damn.
visited both Luccara
Damn.
and Greenvale, you left a mountain of corpses in your wake. You can make all the excuses you want. I'm immune to them.
I can't shoot anything but
now,
squirrels.
I want to know everything. You tell me the truth.
Yes! You're good, Belle. Damn good. You're brimming with potential. Don't you think she's the perfect partner for our last dance?
I
What do
think
you
we should
say,
ask the
Fairy?
fucking fairy nobody
you
wants
agree?
to address.
Good.
I agree.
So, good.
No, it's a private matter.
What do you want to know? We've got nothing to hide. Go on.
Oh God,
Question
stop
us.
it. Stop that.
This is how it's got to be. Doesn't this remind you of something? You know what I mean, my fairy?
Oh, man, this dude looks like the elusive man.
He doesn't look right, I'll tell you that.
Keep that in mind when we play Mass Effect 2. Because that just straight up looks like the elusive man. Oh, these guys suck. At least, man, I'm in this weird position right now because, like, I'm not sure whether or not I'm more creeped out by that or more creeped out by that whole tangent that Silent Simon went on.
I think Simon was worse.
I would have...
Son of a...
No! Leland!
How did this happen in my town?
I can't believe Leland Palmer happened.
Oh no. You missed some really frothy hot
head of
takes
limbs
from
were
Simon.
severed and
You
lined
did.
up
And also, I don't like that
lines
word.
that were drawn
That's a
to
bad
blood.
word. You shouldn't say that word.
Just like
Froth.
migratory birds
Don't
fly
say it.
systematically across the sky. Hey, Zach,
Pick a
what do you
different
think
word.
This means
They're severed roots.
severed roots.
Oh, hey, CLG.
This is the way the Clarksons kill someone when they want to cut him off from family.
Oh,
How do
really?
you know about this?
Yeah, good
Everyone
question.
in town knows about it. They're just too scared to
So this is
talk.
totally like a Yakuza thing.
What
Yeah.
does the V stand for then?
Stands for Venom.
Me too.
Venom Snake.
What, you think I know everything now?
V has come too.
Vilitatio.
Oh, no, I guess
It
not.
means quarrel in Latin. That's what the V stands for.
I think the V stands for 5.
Latin.
No, we've established that it does not. It stands for V.
There are no defense wounds on the corpse. In other words, Galena showed no signs of resistance when she was amputated.
Yeah, that checks out.
But, strangely enough, there are small traces of subcutaneous bleeding around the wounded areas. That's a vital reaction, which means she couldn't have been dead.
You mean...
Yes, that's right, Patty.
Yep.
Galena was amputated while she was still alive.
And she was probably high like the last time.
Is that even possible?
It is CLG.
Certainly
We saw it
isn't
before.
impossible.
It super sucks.
For example,
As
if
long
she
as
were
you do it
pursued
fast
with a
enough.
drug, or if she desired the amputation herself.
Or both.
Why would she ever desire
I'm
that?
not sure if I should be sad about that. Yeah, you
Mr.
should totally not be sad about that.
But there ain't no way that could have happened.
How can you be sure of that, Melvin? Our world contains phenomena that could never be explained with logic.
Oh, no.
This is especially
He's
true
full
for
of shit,
phenomena
but
in
he's
which
right.
Humans are involved. Do you really think all the facets of love and hate can be explained with logic?
No, they can't.
Well, no, I don't reckon I do.
Murders can happen
Yeah.
like this because
I'd
of
be
the
too
power
ready
of
to rule out
love.
Those possibilities, just like you say.
Zach, now we truly know just how deeply the Clarksons are involved with this.
You fucking think?
Patty, how long does it take to reach the Clarkson estate?
Just a short drive. You
A little bit
Couple
longer
hours
on your
by
skateboard.
Mississippi.
Yeah.
You can't miss it.
Got it. Thank you, Patty.
Can't miss it.
By the way, Melvin.
Oh, right in
no
his
matter how
face?
Right in his
accelerated
face.
Patty may be,
Like,
don't you
York,
think she's
stop.
still a bit too young to see something like this?
He's still doing it.
For the record, I have no intent to instruct others on how to raise their children. But
Yeah, don't do that.
Holy moly, you're right. Patricia, CLG. Come on, sweetie.
Oh, yeah, the vibrating hair.
You shouldn't have to say
That
stuff
happens a
like
lot in
this.
this game.
Does.
It's too late now.
It's too late to apologize.
It's way too late.
It's too late.